The once glorious Guan Yu statue, tossed aside like absolute trash. Even in the war, Saint's very own temple, ours has completely taken his place. Stick with me here. As a transmigrator, you know the sad truth. This world completely forgot the Eastern gods. During the divine resonance ceremony, everyone picks Western gods. But our hero walks straight up to the heavily dusty statue of Guan Yu. Pressing his palms together, he bows deeply. I greet you, Lord Guan. I have one question. Why must great Xia citizens kneel to foreign gods? Expecting total silence, suddenly, the ancient statue actually opens its eyes. A massive voice booms out, 637 years. And someone finally walked through this door. His heart pounds wildly inside his chest. Dropping to his knees, he bows low. Please, Lord Guan, tell me the real truth. A glowing spiritual projection rises from the stone. The figure sighs heavily. It is not that we refuse to appear. Our divine essence has entirely crumbled away. All our vital offerings ran completely dry. 600 years ago, when the great Eastern dynasties fell into massive chaos, we hit our absolute weakest point. The Western pantheons attacked without any warning, striking us down with totally overwhelming force. Every follower was wiped out, every single temple destroyed, every offering permanently severed. We fought with absolutely everything and still lost. Our essence shattered. We escaped into the void, barely clinging to existence for all these long years. Occasionally, descendants wandered inside, but in the end, they all picked the Western gods instead. Guan Yu's voice holds heavy sorrow. You are the first great Xia child to kneel before me in 637 years. Picture this with me. The epic Eastern pantheon standing totally alone, surrounded and completely crushed by three rival pantheons. His eyes burn brightly. Now, their descendants are brainwashed, bowing to foreign deities, and calling their own ancestors' faith ignorant. Lord Guan, he takes a slow, deep breath. If I light new offerings for you, can you return? The ancient warrior stays completely silent. He slowly shakes his massive head. My divine essence is nearly collapsing right now. My tiny remaining spiritual will barely keeps this stone statue standing upright. Wait, unless, what? Unless a massive flood of offerings arrives, or someone with an immense destiny becomes a living vessel to reconnect the ancient faith. He understands it immediately. He stands up, channeling his vitality as the offering, using his life force as the conduit, and his own soul as the vessel. He forces a connection with the divine. The ultimate price is his lifespan, but he doesn't care. Today, I light the first incense stick with my very essence. I carry this first thread of faith using my soul. Lord Guan, please accept my bow. The broken statue blazes with brilliant light. The entire hall shakes. Dust rains down as ancient cobwebs snap apart one by one. Guan Yu's spiritual projection flares wildly. Inside those phoenix eyes, a long-lost fire finally ignites. Good, good, good. He says it 3 full times. 637 years, and I have finally found someone like you. Let me grant a grand gift with my remaining divine essence. Instantly, the broken blade in the giant statue's hand blazes bright green. The glowing light spirals upward like a dragon, plunging into Ethan's forehead as a blade will. The Eastern Divine Codex system rings loudly right through his amazed mind. You felt that too, right? A massive information rush hits his mind. Locking the legendary blade will directly into his brow. Piercing, dominant, fiercely loyal, and righteous. This is the true essence of Guan Yu's epic lifetime of war. Even at the beginner stage, it is powerful enough to crush monsters. Thank you, Lord Guan. Ethan bows immediately. Guan Yu's glowing projection begins fading. My power can only sustain this much. From here, you are on your own. Remember, offerings are the true energy of gods. You must reignite these offerings for the Eastern Pantheon. Gather the faithful followers again. Within 7 days, if the offerings vanish, our spiritual link completely breaks. I will just fade away. Do not make us wait too long. The words drop. The projection dissolves. The hall goes quiet. He slowly stands up, bowing deeply to the ancient statue. He turns to leave. The strict ceremony inspector quickly spots him exiting the heavily ruined hall. The man rushes forward, grabbing his shoulder. Which god did you resonate with? How many divine favor points? Tell me right now. Ethan looks back and slowly speaks. Guan Yu, the war saint. The shocked inspector completely freezes. The crowd exchanges blank stares. Who is Guan Yu? Never heard of him. Some minor deity? Only Mr. Lee jolts like he got struck. He snaps his head up, voice trembling. Guan Yu, the legendary war saint of the Eastern Pantheon? The exact moment those words leave his mouth, Eastern Pantheon, the entire room goes absolutely, perfectly silent. Then Marcus bursts out laughing. Eastern Pantheon? Ethan, are you actually clueless? Out of every god out there, you resonated with the completely forgotten Eastern god. The rest of the crowd catches on. Mocking laughter explodes from every direction. I thought he got lucky for once. Thought he found a hidden deity. Turns out it is the Eastern Pantheon. Ha! They call this an embarrassing failure, but you and I know he just became absolutely unstoppable. Stick with me, we are watching an epic underdog. The Eastern Pantheon is called historical trash. A nobody matching a faded system? They find it hilarious. The mockery hits hard. Up on the main platform, Inspector Blake coldly sneers. The Eastern Pantheon. How perfect. Trash meets trash. He turns around. Log it. Ethan Chen. Resonance with Eastern Pantheon. Guan Yu. Divine favor points? Forget it. That old pantheon lacks a system entirely. Record it as totally invalid. By the rules, he gets exiled. The laughter erupts. Exile him. Just kick him out. Sharing a school with this zero makes me look awful. Marcus shouts, ready to drag Ethan out himself. But suddenly Mr. Lee charges onto the stage. Wait. He steps in front, facing Inspector Blake. The Global Awakening Accord states that in this Grand Pantheon Hall resonance test, any candidate who connects with a registered deity, regardless of their specific pantheon, is considered to have totally passed the test, earning full legal rights as a citizen of the city. Inspector Blake frowns deeply. Mr. Lee does not stop there. This clause was revised in year 57, passed unanimously by all 12 seats of the powerful Divine Authority Alliance. Watch closely. Things get wild here. Blake smirks darkly. So what if he actually resonated? The Eastern Pantheon was erased from the registry ages ago. It only exists inside dusty history textbooks today. It's a ruined pantheon. He glares. Kid, your god is gone forever. Even if it responded, it grants zero power. Without a favor system, you cannot learn even the most basic divine arts. Every textbook, every cultivation method, and every academy resource is completely built on the modern systems of the three great pantheons. How exactly will you train? With your bare hands? The crowd roars with laughter. Marcus doubles over. I cannot breathe. After everything, he resonated with an absolute fossil. Ethan, wanna be a museum guide? Ethan asks calmly, so by your logic, the Eastern Pantheon does not count. Of course not, Inspector Blake replies, like it is obvious. Anything faded away is just a relic. Ethan speaks carefully, word by word. By the rules, any candidate establishing resonance inside the Grand Pantheon Hall, regardless of their status, automatically qualifies as a candidate divine favored. Did you just forget that? Inspector Blake looks absolutely furious. He never expected some broke orphan to memorize the rulebook this perfectly. He aggressively grits his teeth. If alliance treaties can be tossed aside for convenience, Ethan presses on, staring him down. Then is the Global Awakening Accord just a massive scam? Those heavy words land hard. Hard enough that Blake is speechless. This entire ceremony is recorded live. You and I know the score. If footage leaks showing him breaking the accord, this petty inspector's entire career is instantly finished. The room freezes. Suddenly, a soft voice cuts through the heavy tension. Inspector Anderson, Lily Bai strides onto the stage, giving a gentle bow, wearing the white robes of a sacred light initiate with a silver cross. A warm glow radiates around her. Blake sees her approach, and his harsh expression finally softens slightly. Miss Bai, what is it? Ethan is my neighbor, Lily says softly. We grew up together. He had a brutally tough start, but he never gave up. Achieving a resonance, regardless of which deity responded, proves a god actually answered him. By the accord, an exile is not warranted. She looks up, eyes filled with quiet pleading. Can you please give him a chance? Even if he cannot enter the academy, let him finish school and find a normal job. A beautiful girl pleading like that always carries some serious weight, especially when she is the absolute brightest talent at today's ceremony in Land City. Eastern by 90 divine favor points, secured by the Sacred Light Academy. Blake truly cannot afford to dismiss her. He huffs coldly. Since Miss Bai has spoken, I will make an exception. He glares with icy eyes. Under regulations, you are granted candidate divine favored status. Your exile is waived. However, the Eastern Pantheon lacks a system. The Academy will not provide you with any cultivation resources. The courses will be total gibberish to you. You are on your own. He turns away. The ceremony resumes, but nobody is watching. Cannot believe he slipped through. Marcus spits in absolute disgust. His followers chime in. Don't sweat it, Marcus. He's barely hanging on. Exactly. What do you and I think? No system. They assume he's out in 6 months. But trust me, this epic journey is just beginning. Stick with me here. He ignores the crowd as Mr. Lee helps him to a quiet corner to sit down. You okay? Mr. Lee asks, looking totally worried. Leaving the Grand Pantheon Hall, a faint green mark definitely flashed right between his brows. I am fine, he says, shaking his head. Wild heat is just rushing through his body. That blade will between his brows is stirring, ready to burst free. He just wants a quiet spot to absorb this insane power. Lily walks right over. Her expression? Completely impossible to read. What are you going to do now? No idea, he answers honestly. Lily hesitates. I could talk to the Church of Sacred Light. Get you an Aaron's job. There, no cultivating for you, but at least you would have plenty of food. He laughs, totally amused. Not grateful. Thanks, I'm good. He stands up and dusts himself completely off. I walk my own road. Lily bites her lip to say more, but he has already turned around and confidently walked away. Mr. Lee watches Lily leave and sighs. She is a good person. It is just that she chose the sacred light. Everyone has their own path, Mr. Lee. Say no more. Ethan skips, going back to the dorm. Instead, he heads straight out of school toward the old district. Using his divine eye of truth, he senses over a dozen hidden Eastern Pantheon offering sites, scattered all across Land City. Now watch this. He needs a quiet place to study that green dragon blade will. Suddenly, his phone starts buzzing like crazy. It is the class group chat. Mr. Lee just tagged absolutely everyone. Urgent notice. The Divine Affairs Committee sent documents to prepare for the citywide high school Divine Favored Team Tournament in just 3 days. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., all students passing the resonance test must report to the Olympian training grounds out west for a major orientation. Tournament rules are simple. Free teams of 5. Results give exam bonus points. The top 5 teams earn direct admission into the prestigious Divine Arts Academy. Note, anyone without a team by the day before gets disqualified. This tournament directly changes your entire future admissions. It is extremely important. Take it seriously. Instantly, the chat totally explodes. Everyone scrambles for teammates. Ethan glances at his screen, completely silent. He knows nobody will ever recruit him. Eastern Pantheon, no divine favor system, 0 basic divine arts. In everyone else's eyes, he is total dead weight. Sure enough, the chat buzzes endlessly, but nobody mentions his name. Then, out of nowhere, Marcus pops right up. Our team is perfectly set. I am at tier, 72 points. Jason, B tier, 61. Nina, 62. Kyle, C tier, 50 points. And Lily Bai S tier 90 points. Damn Marcus, you absolute legend. This crazy lineup basically guarantees the championship. The top school beauty teamed up with Marcus, jealous. Lily sends a smile and stays completely silent. Ethan closes his phone and walks on. 10 minutes later, he reaches Spring Breeze Street in the Old District. A worn-down road lined with crumbling houses slated for demolition. The walls completely plastered with bold demolition markings everywhere. You and I both know what happens next. At number 28 sits a tiny shrine. Ethan pushes the creaking door open and steps inside. The shrine is tiny, barely 30 square meters. An altar holds a plain clay statue of Guan Yu, totally unlike that towering 10-meter virtual version. It is barely waist-high, almost painted color completely flacked away. The famous green dragon blade is totally chipped. The altar is cracked, but his divine eye sees it a faint thread of green light inside. The exact same source as his blade will. This is the place. Ethan closes the heavy door, sits cross-legged right before the statue, and slowly shuts his eyes. Consciousness sinks inward. Offering system status activated. Bound deity Guan Yu, the War Saint. Awakening level 0.01%. Offering reserve 1. Pillar. Followers 1. Yourself. Divine title Eastern Pantheon Guardian. Walking the mortal realm. Temporary mission. Keep offerings burning for 7 days straight without any interruption. Time remaining 6 days, 23 hours, 47 minutes. Failure penalty. Divine title revoked. Connection to Guan Yu completely severed. Simple and brutal. 7 days. The offerings must never go out, or Guan Yu's last fragment vanishes forever. Offerings. Ethan opens his eyes, staring at the old statue. No incense, no candles, literally zero offerings here. He thinks for a second, then digs into his pocket, pulling out 5 yuan, his very last living allowance for the month. He walks to a nearby corner store, buying the 3 cheapest incense sticks he can find and a box of matches. Back inside the shrine, he carefully lights the incense. He places the sticks before the altar as thin smoke gently curls upward. Ethan kneels and bows. Lord Guan, I make this vow. Trust me, you and I are watching a legend begin. I will bring the Eastern Pantheon back to life and gather true believers again. Within 7 days, these offerings won't stop, and after 7 days, our loyal followers will multiply. Those words settle. A system notification suddenly flashes in his mind. Reserve shows 1.001. Pillars, steadily rising. Mission countdown resets 7 days. Stick with me here. Only 0.001 pillars, but offerings live again. Ethan exhales, turning focus to the green dragon blade. His mind dives deep between his brows. A glowing green blade hovers right inside his soul. See, faint, but radiating an incredibly sharp energy. Ethan reaches out. A massive info flood hits. Not words or images, just pure insight. Total blade mastery. The way of loyalty and justice. The epic martial soul of countless battles. Even 1/10,000th of the beginner stage is enough to push him far. So this is how the Eastern Pantheon trains. Ethan opens his eyes, realizing everything. The Western Pantheons only rely on divine favor points. Higher points mean a closer bond with deities. You borrow more magic and get stronger arts. But honestly, it is all just borrowed. But the Eastern Pantheon runs purely on insight. Gods just show the path. Understand it, and true power becomes yours. Without it, nothing helps. No wonder there is no favor system, Ethan whispers. It is just a totally different road. He jumps up, grabs a wooden stick, and follows the fresh insight from the blade will, swinging it wildly. Slow and clumsy, but the arc carries a fierce edge of cold energy. Shrine temperatures suddenly drop several degrees. Not enough. Ethan keeps practicing hard. 1 swing, 2, 3. 0 flashy techniques here. Just super basic cuts and sweeps. But with every swing, he absorbs that blade will deeper. Time crawls. Sweat completely soaks his clothes. His arms ache intensely, but Ethan absolutely refuses to stop. No time left. Now pay attention. Tomorrow he hits the Olympian grounds. packed with awakened Western pantheon students. As the only Eastern practitioner, he walks in as a total outsider. If he cannot protect himself, gathering followers is an impossible dream. Surviving 7 days is the real question. He trains until dark, then finally stops. Gripping the stick, he slowly draws one final epic swing through the empty air. Suddenly, a bright glowing green light appears right at the tip. Barely an inch long, and gone instantly. But wait, the stone statue's eyes seem to flicker. Green Dragon Blade will proficiency has just successfully increased. Current mastery, beginner stage 1%. The system, alert drops perfectly on cue. Ethan collapses to the floor, gasping, totally exhausted. But it is worth it. He can fight now. Suddenly, his phone starts buzzing loudly again. A private text from Mr. Lee. Ethan, you saw the group chat, right? Do you have a solid team for tomorrow's training session? Ethan simply replies, no. Mr. Lee stays quiet for a second. Then sends another message. I just asked around with a few other teachers. This tournament is huge for the school. Top 5 teams earn direct academy admission. Top 10 get 50 bonus points on the final entrance exam. But if you cannot find a team, rules say you get disqualified. Should I go talk to the principal about this? Maybe get you approved as a solo entry? Ethan almost laughs out loud. Solo entry? That just proves he is an outcast. You and I know he will not break. No thanks, Mr. Lee, he types. I will handle it. I have got this completely handled. End of conversation right there. Ethan stares at his phone, expression totally steady. He refuses to beg for spots. Rebuilding the Eastern Pantheon is definitely bound to be a lonely road. But lonely absolutely never means weak. Tomorrow at the training grounds, he will show everyone, with every single swing of his powerful blade, that the Eastern Pantheon is far from finished. At least Ethan Chen is standing, and as long as he stands, there is still hope. He rises, bows deeply to the statue, blows out the incense, locks the shrine door, and finally vanishes completely into the dark night. Inside the shrine, 3 incense sticks have burned down to absolutely nothing, but a thin thread of glowing green smoke still lingers in the censer, refusing to fade. It spirals upward and disappears inside the statue's brow. Suddenly, the clay figure seems to carry just a little bit more life. The next morning, over a dozen coaches line up perfectly outside Land City No. 1 High School. Every student who passed that resonance test, over 300 total, wears a brand new Divine Arts Academy prep uniform featuring a white base and gold trim. Each student shows their Pantheon emblem stitched across the chest. Olympians wear cool lightning bolts, Norse rock battle axes, and Sacred Light actually bears crosses. Only Ethan still wears his completely faded school uniform, looking totally out of place among them. Well, if it isn't our great Eastern deity. Marcus strolls over with his 4 teammates, dripping with pure sarcasm. What is this? Still no team? Jason, Nina, and the others simply snicker. Lily stares, eyes full of unsaid words, then turns away. Trust me, you must see what is next. All right, jump in with me here. Ethan totally ignores the haters and boards the final coach. It is already packed, but instantly. Nearby students scatter like he carries some highly contagious magical plague. Honestly, Ethan is super glad for the quiet. He finds a window seat, settling in. The bus finally rolls out. City lights quickly fade away, giving way to totally barren, mysterious outskirts. 30 minutes later, the convoy rolls into a massive complex of towering, epic temples wrapped in crackling lightning, floating flames, and glowing holy lights above. Welcome to the Olympian Training Grounds. Land City's absolute largest and coolest training facility for the divine favored. Everyone excitedly hops off, lining up across a wide, flat plaza, perfectly paved with brilliant, clean stone slabs. Right at the center stands a 3-meter Zeus statue, thunderbolt boldly raised toward the sky. The base shines with gold letters. Divine grace blesses all. Meanwhile, Ethan stands at the very back, watching the super excited kids with the totally blank face. These shiny training grounds they are so eager to enter are In reality, hidden dimensional spaces totally reshaped by the Western pantheons. Once upon a time, these were natural spirit nexuses, magical spots where earth energy flowed freely, creating mini-worlds completely packed with wild demons and spirits. But 300 years ago, descending Western gods selfishly seized every single nexus, aggressively converting them all into their own personal training zones. Inside, countless defeated spirits are imprisoned. They were brutally crushed during the Great Purge of Eastern followers back in the day. Now, just sad training fodder for these flashy Western pantheon awakened rookies. Now watch closely here. Everyone goes totally silent as a robed man steps up, rocking that bold Olympian lightning crest right on his chest. He literally runs this whole facility. Director Horn, a Westerner. After 20 years in China, his Mandarin is flawlessly smooth. I am Director Horn of the awesome Land City Olympian Training Grounds. Welcome to the first epic stop of your awakened journey. His booming voice echoes perfectly across the plaza, carrying pure authority that nobody dares question. You all survived the divine resonance ceremony. But guess what? Resonance is just the start. To become truly awakened, you must march in, vanquish the creatures, stack up your real combat experience, and deeply push that divine art's resonance. Once your resonance breaks 100%, you snag your deity's next blessing and officially become a legit first-tier awakened warrior. Excited whispers ripple through the crowd. First tier? I haven't even cast one divine art yet. I heard first tiers unleash real magic. Oh, I seriously cannot wait for this. Horn calmly raises his hand, demanding total quiet. I know many rookies here are pretty clueless about the divine art system. Let me give a quick rundown. He casually waves, and glowing golden text magically floats up. Divine arts tiers. Common arts cover basic strikes, shields, and healing. Advanced arts pack moderate power, wide area damage, and super strong sustained buffs. Legendary arts, massive abilities that completely flip battles with pure, terrifying, and empowering energy. And mythic arts, literally wielded by the gods themselves, remaining completely beyond mortal comprehension. You and I both want that power, right? It depends on favor points, talent, and proficiency. More favor points let you channel way more divine power, making attacks insanely strong. Meanwhile, your specific talent tier heavily caps your ultimate potential ceiling. S-tier prodigies might unlock legendary arts, while F-tier rookies will absolutely struggle with common spells. Real proficiency demands actual combat. Just praying does absolutely nothing. Horn intensely sweeps his sharp gaze across the super excited, energized teenage crowd. So, these training grounds are your absolute best battlefield. Defeat the mighty creatures inside to massively boost your resonance, and you will also earn sweet divine favor point rewards. The more enemies you eliminate, the more you earn, advancing brilliantly fast. Beyond just hunting creatures, other amazing paths exist. Gathering cool offerings, doing heroic deeds, or hitting spiritual breakthroughs. But honestly, those are way out of your current rookie league right now. For now, hunt and build your foundation. He finishes dramatically, pointing to a massive stone gate looming at the plaza's far end. 10 meters tall, pitch black, heavily covered in dense runes. Beyond it swirls a fiercely churning big vortex of wild chaos. The heavy air painfully pulses, making your chest totally tighten up. This is the official entrance. Once inside, you will randomly spawn somewhere out in the dangerous outer zone. Creatures there sit right at tier 1. Early stage, a perfect matchup for fresh beginners. Each team gets one emergency recall talisman. Crush it when facing danger, and you will be extracted immediately without any hesitation. But do not rely on it heavily. There is a strict 3-second delay between crushing it and extraction. 3 seconds is more than enough for a powerful beast to rip you apart. Horn smirks, flashing that creepy smile of someone hiding secrets. Know your limits. Teams, enter in order. The massive line starts moving, and those elite kids with high talent and top favor points proudly march first. They confidently stride into the gate, silhouettes swallowed. Trust me, you want to see this. Stick with me. We are watching an epic underdog. Marcus passes Ethan, stopping to look him up and down. Well, the great Eastern deity actually showed up. What is wrong? Going in alone to get yourself eliminated? Jason snorts. Nina sneers. A total loser with zero divine favor system. Going in just makes him easy prey. Lily stands waiting, her lips parting slightly. She almost says something, but quickly holds it back. Marcus catches her look and feels pure, bitter irritation. He has always adored Lily. She is stunning, wealthy, total prodigy, Land City's golden girl. But she stays icy cold, pushing everyone far away. Everyone except Ethan, this broke orphan guy. Around him, she speaks more, showing a completely different, softer side. Marcus burns with deep jealousy. He cannot understand it. A loser with zero divine favor. What does he have to make Lily look at him? Whatever. Marcus looks away, leading his squad inside. Right before vanishing, he glares back at Ethan. Today, he will make this pathetic guy vanish for good. As Lily passes Ethan, she slows down for 1 second. Ethan, be careful. Her whisper barely reaches his ears. Then she hurries through the gate without looking back. Ethan stays expressionless. Teams enter. The plaza empties. Now watch closely. Ethan steps toward the gate, but a hand suddenly shoots out, blocking him completely. The person blocking him is a training ground staffer. Early 30s, buzz cut, and absolute hostility covering his face. You are not allowed inside. Ethan stops. Why? The guard smirks. This place is for Western Awakened only. You are Eastern Pantheon, definitely not on the list. Says who? Says me. The arrogant guard crosses his arms, daring Ethan to fight back. Ethan stares silently while curious students wander over to watch. Who is this guy? Why is he alone? That Eastern Pantheon loser scoring 0 yesterday. Wait, is he the guy who resonated with the forgotten god? Yeah, it was Guan or something. Whatever, just some ancient Eastern deity. What is he doing here? Asking to get wrecked? The crowd laughs. Ethan completely ignores them. He pulls his phone out, opens a document, and shows the guard. The Global Awakening Accord states, any awakened who passes the resonance test and gets a divine response, regardless of pantheon, shares equal rights with the 3 great pantheons. He finishes reading aloud and locks eyes with the guard. Want me to keep going? The guard's expression shifts. He knows that Awakening Accord, the Divine Authority Alliance, wrote it. Every single divine official must memorize it perfectly. But realistically, who respects the Eastern Pantheon? Occasionally, someone resonates with Eastern deities, but just minor local earth gods or basic kitchen spirits. Never getting over 5 favor points. Completely worthless. You felt that, right? Nobody fights rules, but Ethan does. The guard furiously grits his teeth. The training grounds have strict rules. Rules. Beat the accord. Ethan quickly cuts him off. Then am I right to assume this facility openly defies the Alliance's highest law? Those words hit. Cold sweat forms on the guard's forehead. Other staff share nervous glances. The Alliance funds these grounds. If rumors spread that they broke the Global Awakening Accord, the massive fallout would destroy everyone involved. Let him inside. A low, steady voice. Director Horn arrives. He looks at Ethan with an unreadable expression. But Director, I said, let him inside. His tone allows no argument. The accord is absolute. We cannot reject any legitimate awakened here. The guard steps aside, looking incredibly angry. Ethan pockets his phone, heading toward the gate. Kid, Director Horn calls out. Ethan stops moving. The monsters inside will not welcome an Eastern Pantheon awaken. Western Pantheons captured many of them from the East. They will instantly smell exactly what you carry. They will attack you much harder than anyone else. Are you sure about this? Ethan faces him calmly. Are you worried about me, Director Horn, or just discouraging me? Horn stays quiet for 2 seconds, shaking his head. Do whatever you want. I am just warning you. If something happens, We take zero responsibility. I know that. Ethan turns, walking into the gate. The vortex consumes him. Director Horn stares, muttering under his breath. Eastern Pantheon. What is that kid thinking? The guard leans in, whispering softly. Director Horn, should we send someone to watch him? Just in case things go terribly wrong? Go wrong? How? He chose this. If he falls, that is on him. You and I must see what happens next. Stick with me here. This guard smiling thinks our hero is completely gone for good. But he is wrong. Gone is gone, and nobody cares. But the absolute second Ethan crosses through that gate, immense force shreds at him. Total darkness drops, then explodes into blinding light. He stands on a totally barren plain beneath a flat gray sky. Zero sun up there. Light just bleeds from every angle. The ground is bone dry. Absolutely nothing growing anywhere. Smashed rocks and rotting wood scatter the whole area. The air smells intensely metallic. Far off, creepy, shadowy figures just wander around. Ethan takes one slow, heavy breath. He tightens his grip around that simple wooden stick he grabbed from the shrine yesterday. No real sword here, so this will have to do. He steps deeper inside. 5 minutes later, the first wild beast shows up. It looks exactly like a wolf. Wait, never mind. Double the size, covered in dark scales, glowing crimson eyes, gross liquid dripping everywhere, and 3 massive bone spines sticking out like huge flagpoles. The divine eye of truth triggers instantly. System info pops up right before his eyes. Rot bone wolf, tier 0. Warning, this beast mutated after Western pantheons crushed it and dark void energy corrupted everything. Tiny bits of Eastern incense offerings remain inside its body. He reads that twice. Ethan feels his heart totally racing. Watch closely now, this gets wild. The wolf launches right at him. Lightning fast claws rip the air, smelling totally foul. Ethan quickly sidesteps. The stick swings hard and smashes the beast's skull. The monster staggers back, immediately steadies itself, and lunges again. Those scales are insanely tough. Pure physical force will not work. Ethan breathes deep, channeling that epic green dragon blade will right between his brows. Faint green energy sparks on his wooden stick. Weak, but enough. The beast lunges forward again. Only this time, Ethan stands his ground and charges straight at it. He swings down in a perfect arc, green light trailing the strike, smashing square into its skull. Crack. The tough scales shatter completely. A massive gash splits the monster's head wide open. Dark fluid sprays everywhere. The beast unleashes a terrifying shriek, thrashes wildly, then totally face plants. Its entire body starts smoking, rapidly dissolving into dark ash that blows right away. Right from that dusty ash, a thread of light, barely visible to anyone, rises and circles the air once. Then it sinks directly into Ethan's brow. System alert pops up. Beast defeated. Offering totally secured. 1 thread. Reserve. 1.001 pillars. 1,000 threads equals 1 pillar. Ethan freezes. 1 single thread of offering. Taking down monsters actually drops them. And the system specifically says offering, nothing else. He instantly wonders, what in the world is happening here? The cold system voice replies, 300 years ago, Western pantheons descended, completely crushing the Eastern side with insane force, utterly severing all their offering channels forever. But these rare offerings truly belong to Eastern gods. Western deities absolutely cannot absorb them. They refuse to dissolve into nothingness too. They just float aimlessly around the world, eventually getting eaten by monsters. The stronger the beast, the more stolen offerings packed inside it. So, can other people battle beasts and collect them too? Other fighters only release those offerings. Without that special soul conduit talent, the energy just keeps drifting away, totally unable to reach any god. Western offerings flow straight through their own divine network, meaning they never spawn inside these wandering monsters at all. Ethan totally gets it now. Thanks to his soul conduit talent, every collected offering goes 100% east, completely bypassing Western interference. You see it too, right? Only by taking them down can these lost offerings become totally real. For everybody else out there, fighting is just fighting. For Ethan, defeating beasts means collecting offerings, keeping Guan Yu powered up, and building his own epic strength. Eyes shining. This is literally just cheat mode. He stares at those dark shapes wandering the plain, a confident smirk creeping onto his face. Time for some serious overtime today. That first wolf was just a basic warm-up. Ethan pushes forward. A second appears, then a third. He smashes them completely without hesitation. Every single victory earns him another precious thread of offerings. One thread feels small, but they seriously add up. Plus, with every win, his mastery of the green dragon blade will grow deeper. The blade will started at just 1% mastery. With every beast defeated, it steadily climbs higher. Obviously, Ethan constantly swings and absorbs simultaneously. This blade will is not just a technique or some basic moveset. It is pure momentum, the completely unstoppable momentum of someone fearing absolutely nothing. That kind of raw energy can only be unlocked through intense, real combat experience. What do you and I learn from this? Sitting around does nothing. Ethan accelerates his pace. This weird plane holds everything. Rot bone wolves, rot bone bears, serpents, and birds. All tier 1 early stage and ready to get wrecked. Stick with me here. Most beginners would panic, but Ethan's blade will make every single fight smoother. That green light on his stick just keeps getting brighter. Starting at 1 inch, it quickly stretches out to 3, then 5. Soon enough, every single swing carries this faint whistling sound. That is, the blade wind, naturally forming as his blade will solidifies. Rot bone wolf defeated, yielding 1 thread. Rot bone bear taken down, offering secured, 2 full threads. Rot bone serpent crushed, 1 thread grab. Rot bone bird defeated, yielding another single offering thread. System alerts keep popping off. His offering reserve climbs fast. 0.0, 2 pillars, 0.1, 2 hours in, 50 monsters wrecked. Offering reserve reaches half a pillar. Green dragon blade will beginner stage, 8%. Not blazing fast, but honestly not bad. More importantly, he spots a clear pattern. The deeper he goes, the stronger the monsters and better loot drops. Outer zone rot bone. Wolves drop just 1 thread, but head deeper. Those bears yield 2. Rot bone serpents drop 3. That deepest zone absolutely holds monsters packing way more power and rewards. Ethan stares toward the core. Rolling hills rise ahead. The terrain sits totally broken, and that gray mist looks much thicker. A heavy pressure leaks from over there. Whatever hides inside is at least tier 1. Mid-stage, maybe even late stage. Ethan actually hesitates. He easily handles early stage monsters, but mid-stage is tough. And late stage? That is a completely different level. He checks his offering reserve. 1.05 pillars. Nowhere near enough for that 7-day minimum rule. He must build his reserve faster. The clock keeps ticking. Head inside. If things get bad, just run. Now watch carefully. Ethan heads deeper, but meanwhile, in the outer zone, Lily's team is clearing out monsters with absolutely amazing, ruthless efficiency. Her sacred light divine arts are completely devastating. Whenever she lifts her hand, glowing white light gathers into her palm, forming an epic light blade that shoots forward. Dead center, hit, every single time. Tier 1, early stage, rot bone wolf, downed in 1 strike. No chance to even fight back. Lily's divine arts resonance is completely insane, Jason mutters. She barely started fighting, and it honestly looks like she will break into the first tier already. Marcus just stares at Lily's back, his eyes burning intensely. Wow, she is really something else. Flowing long hair, snow white robes, moving like an angel while casting. If he could just win her over. Marcus. Jason shoves him hard. Stop spacing out. Your resonance isn't weak, either. Defeat more monsters. Try breaking through today. Marcus instantly snaps back. Grinning, he says, watch me. He channels Olympian divine arts. Golden lightning crackling fiercely in his palm. Zeus line thunder techniques. Highest attack rating of any divine art. Marcus blasts a rot bone wolf. Boom! The wolf turns black and crashes down hard. Solid work, Jason. Cheers. Marcus glances at Lily, wanting a reaction, but she ignores him completely, already targeting the very next monster. Marcus's proud smile instantly freezes up. You caught that, right? He quickly hides his frustration, simply choosing to play the long game. With that loser Ethan totally gone, Lily will definitely be his. The team pushes on, their clearing speed incredibly fast. Lily single-handedly deals over half the damage. Marcus covers the area cleanup, while the rest just play support. 2 hours pass, clearing nearly 100 monsters. Lily suddenly stops, checking the awesome resonance gauge on her wrist. Divine Art's resonance reads 67%. She frowns. That is not enough. 33% left to go. At this pace, she needs 100 more monsters. Way too slow. Looking toward the deep zone, that heavy mist and pressure mean much stronger enemies wait inside. Defeating them means her resonance will climb way faster. I am entering the deep zone, Lily says. The whole team freezes. Marcus reacts first. The deep zone? Monsters inside start at tier 1, mid-stage, some even late stage. I know, Lily sharply cuts him off. But this outer zone is way too weak. 100 takedowns barely helps. To break through today, I absolutely must go much deeper. You don't have to follow me. Her tone sounds flat, but absolutely final. Teaming up is completely voluntary, and I am not forcing anyone here. Marcus quickly shifts his expression. Letting Lily go alone? No way. This is his golden opportunity. Who said I was not going? I was just thinking it over. If you go, I go. Jason and Nina share a quick glance, both looking obviously hesitant. That deep zone is seriously no joke. Tier 1 mid-stage monsters give any unadvanced awakened fighter an absolutely brutal battle. Late-stage enemies? Much worse. Someone could actually get wiped out. If you are scared, just wait here in the outer zone. Marcus reads them impatiently. Lily and I are enough, anyway. He says that like they're already an exclusive pair. Lily frowns but stays silent. Jason grits his teeth. Fine. High risk, high reward. We are totally going. Nina just nods along. So where does this leave us? Kyle turns pale, but follows the group, terrified to stay alone. Trust me, it gets incredibly wild. Next. Stick with me. We are heading right into the deep zone with these 5. Out in the massive monitoring room, a big wall of screens displays every single team's live progress. Every screen packs data rosters, divine arts resonance, total eliminations, and more. This stuff usually stays locked up until halfway through the session. Mr. Lee stands by the monitors, watching the numbers shift with a rigid expression. Over 30 of his students are currently inside. He has to track them all and keep them safe. A voice chimes in. Mr. Lee, your girl Lily Bai is incredible. A bespectacled teacher leans in, his voice totally soaked in envy. 67% resonance in barely 2 hours. She will likely smash through to first tier today. Your class is absolutely crushing it and making waves this year. Mr. Lee just smiles. The kids worked hard. I'm simply watching. Yeah, sure. The envious teacher keeps chattering. S-tier talent, 90 divine favor points, and a guaranteed Sacred Light Academy spot. Talk about a golden future. Marcus Wang is solid too. 42% resonance, a tier talent. He will probably secure an Olympian spot. The guy suddenly shifts his tone. Oh right. Your Eastern Pantheon student, Ethan Chen? Yeah? Mr. Lee tenses up immediately. Wait, he went in? Completely alone? The teacher just shakes his head with a loud, mocking scoff. Look, I will say it straight. You never should have let him enter. That Eastern Pantheon path has been abandoned for 3 centuries. Taking that path now is basically walking straight to a brutal defeat. Mr. Lee frowns. He has his citizenship rights. The grounds cannot reject him. Rights are rights. But reality is reality. The other teacher smirks, adjusting his glasses. Now watch closely. Without divine favor, he cannot use basic arts. What on earth is his actual plan in there? Be an easy target? Plus, I heard many of those vicious creatures inside were originally pulled straight from the East. They are incredibly sensitive to Eastern energy. The second he steps inside, those monsters will aggressively swarm him like starving, hungry sharks. Someone could actually fall in there. He draws out that dramatic word very deliberately. Mr. Lee goes totally rigid. What exactly is your point here? Just a friendly warning. The annoying teacher smiles cheerfully. Do not get so hyped celebrating, Lily, that you completely miss your own student falling apart inside the zone. If someone from your class gets eliminated in there, it will look terrible for you. Before Mr. Lee can snap back, a huge wave of wild shouts suddenly erupts across the room. What the heck? Look at that scream. Whose resonance is that? Insane? Over 70%. That is not Lily. She is at 67. It is someone else. 70. 72. Still climbing. Who on earth is that? Mr. Lee quickly spins around. A huge crowd has instantly gathered around one display. Everyone is staring wide-eyed. The numbers up there are just completely jumping wildly. Name Ethan Chen. Pantheon Eastern. Resonance 74%. Total eliminations 67. Status. Active. Ethan? How is it him? The smug teacher freezes. Mr. Lee stands perfectly still, aggressively rubbing his eyes to make absolutely sure he is reading this right. I know you see it too. Ethan Chen, Eastern Pantheon, 74% resonance. Wild. That is totally impossible. The smug teacher screams first. The Eastern Pantheon has absolutely zero divine favor system. How could there be resonance? Is the gear malfunctioning? Technicians scramble frantically, checking everything, but the data is live. No anomalies found. The gear is functioning perfectly normally. One tech officially confirms. Then he is cheating. The teacher states it like absolute fact. A useless kid with zero divine favor. How could he possibly enough? Mr. Lee cuts him off cold. Did you personally watch him cheat? Do not make wild accusations without proof. The teacher chokes, his face flashing pale and gray, though his tone remains totally bitter and incredibly sour. It might just be a weird glitch they missed. Mr. Lee, do not get ahead of yourself here. The rest just murmur in agreement. None of them actually believe this is real. Mr. Lee ignores them, staring at the screen with a pounding heart. 74%? Ethan, what on earth are you doing inside? Meanwhile, deep inside the zone, Ethan has zero clue. The monitoring room is losing its mind. He is locked in an intense showdown against a mid-stage tier 1 rot-bone tiger, 3 times the size of a wolf. It features steel needle spines, and its massive fangs gleam coldly. Its speed, raw strength, and defense completely outclass every single outer zone monster by more than 1 tier. Ethan is taking a serious beating. 3 sticks broken. 3. They shattered quickly, one after another. He grabs random rocks, monster bones, literally anything he can find. But what the legendary Guan Yu gifted him was never about technique. It was sheer will. With blade will, anything works. Even a simple tree branch can absolutely carry the devastating force of a real blade. The rot-bone tiger aggressively pounces. Claws tear the air. Ethan cleanly sidesteps, gripping a scavenged monster rib, and fiercely drives it straight into the beastly tiger's throat. Green light flares. You and I just watched that bone pierce its throat. Let us dive right in. Dark fluid erupts as the giant tiger roars wildly, whipping its heavy tail and sending Ethan flying. He crashes hard, his whole body aching, but he just grits his teeth and immediately stands back up. The rot-bone tiger slowly stops thrashing. It collapses heavily, and its massive body just dissolves away. A glowing white thread drifts straight into Ethan's forehead. Monster defeated. 10 offering threads obtained. Current reserve sits right at 0.8. 7 pillars. Green Dragon Blade will beginner stage hits 15%. Ethan gasps for air, covered in scrapes, yet his eyes completely shine. 0.8. 7. One step closer to the 7-day limit. With Blade will at 15%, he really feels that massive difference. His blade knowledge grew, but it still is not quite enough. He stares ahead, where the strange fog gets incredibly thick. The heavy pressure rises. Huge shadowy figures drift into view. We are talking mid to late tier 1 beasts. Defeat them, and those offerings skyrocket. He pushes on, picking up a few solid bones left by that fallen tiger. Choosing the straightest bone as a brand new weapon, he bravely continues. Suddenly, he stops cold. Heavy footsteps echo through the dense mist ahead. Not monsters, but humans. Ethan grips his bone weapon tightly, watching the thick fog on high alert. Soon, 5 figures emerge. Lily leads the squad, her white robes dusted gray. Keeping her breathing steady, Marcus trails behind her, looking absolutely sour. He barely survived fighting a massive rot bone bear earlier, needing Lily to jump in and rescue him, completely shattering his incredibly fragile ego. Jason, Nina, and Kyle trail behind, looking exhausted. 6 people meet in the mist, and everyone freezes. Ethan? Lily speaks up first, absolute surprise in her voice. Watch this reaction carefully. She never expected him to survive out here, much less look so fiercely capable. Marcus instantly scowls in pure, bitter anger. He scans Ethan up and down. Sure, the guy has scrapes and torn clothes, but his eyes are shining with an incredible, intense energy. He holds way more power than he ever did outside. How did you get in here? Marcus blurts out. Weren't you stopped at the gate? I walked in. Ethan ignores explaining further. Marcus grits his teeth, fierce irritation flaring right back up. He completely expected Ethan to be blocked at the entrance gate so he could hunt peacefully. By the time they finished, Lily would have totally forgotten him. But instead, this guy sneaked all the way into the deep zone. You came here alone? Lily asks. All alone? She pauses for 2 whole seconds. Well, do you want to join us? The second she asks that, everyone completely freezes up. Marcus completely erupts. Lily, are you serious? He is an Eastern Pantheon weakling. Bringing him along will just significantly drag us down. Lily completely ignores Marcus, staring right at Ethan. This deep zone is too dangerous. Running solo asks for trouble. Thanks, I'm good. Ethan rejects the offer instantly. Lily tries to speak again, but Ethan already vanishes back into the swirling mist, completely gone. Unbelievable, Marcus spits out. Lily, at him. Absolutely no gratitude at all. Just ignore him. Lily stays totally silent, staring exactly where Ethan disappeared, hiding a very unreadable look in her eyes. You and I both see that intense jealousy. Marcus fumes, secretly vowing to find a way to eliminate Ethan completely. Break whatever weird hold he has on Lily, making her his alone. Let us move. Lily looks away. We are heading the opposite direction. The squad moves out, but the vibe feels completely ruined. Marcus stays silent, jaw clenched tight, forcefully smashing monsters to take out his bitter frustration. Jason and Nina quickly exchange nervous glances, staying completely silent. Lily leads calmly, though a mysterious spark flickers deeply in her eyes. Meanwhile, Ethan pays absolute zero attention to the drama happening far behind him. He keeps walking forward. The fog thickens, dropping his visibility below 10 meters. Monster roars echo closely from every single direction, multiplying by the second. He grips his bone weapon as the blade will stirs restlessly between his brows. Ahead, a colossal shadow suddenly appears in the dense fog, easily 3 times bigger than the tiger. A terrible stench hits him like a brick wall. Ethan simply stops, breathing. Bring it. The beast emerges from the mist, a gigantic serpent covered completely in pitch black scales, boasting a sharp head horn, and glaring with bright red lantern eyes. Rot bone boa, elite tier 1 late stage. This rare monster evolved by devouring massive amounts of offerings. Offering levels incredibly high. The system, alert flashes. Ethan stares down the giant snake, heart pounding. Tier 1, late stage, sits 2 full tiers above him, but those offering rewards are through the roof. How much could it yield? 50 threads? 100? Ethan licks his lips. He is totally going for it. The massive boa suddenly moves. Not a basic lunge, but a destructive roll. Its giant frame carves deep into the earth, thundering forward. Those glowing red eyes beam with pure, savage hunger. Ethan refuses to step back, gripping his bone weapon to channel the mighty green dragon blade will. Brilliant green energy wraps the bone, glowing brighter than ever. 3 inches, 5, then 7. The blade will compresses to its maximum limit, forming wild glowing ripples. Stick around, because you absolutely have to see how this crazy clash ends. Stick with me here. Massive fangs snap open. A terrible stench hits him, but Ethan quickly dodges the giant head. He swings his bone weapon in a wide arc, smashing the snake. Clang! It feels exactly like hitting solid iron. The crazy impact shoots right into his hands, making his palms go completely numb. The rot bone boa screeches, whipping its huge tail around way too fast to dodge. Ethan blocks with the bone. The sheer force launches him backward. He tumbles across the dirt, slamming hard into a giant boulder before finally stopping. His chest deeply aches. A weird sweet taste fills his throat as red drips down. Late stage tier 1. The power gap is totally real. Ethan pushes himself up off the huge rock, quickly wiping his bruised lip. The rot bone boa gives him absolutely zero time to breathe. Its massive body rushes forward again, but now it acts much smarter. Not a bite, a full coil. The ultimate snake attack. Constriction. If those heavy coils wrap around him with that crazy strength, Ethan will be completely crushed in exactly 3 seconds. His eyes narrow. He thinks incredibly fast. Going head-on fails. He cannot outrun it either. His one huge advantage is his blade will. The green dragon blade will relies purely on building up unstoppable momentum. Watch closely now. Once that blade is fully drawn, only one of them survives. That heavy momentum must be built up. Ethan immediately starts retreating, steadily widening the physical gap as the huge serpent follows. The giant snake slithers across the dirt so fast. 10 meters. 8. 5. 3. Now. Ethan stops instantly and charges right back, shooting toward the giant snake like a fast arrow released from a bow. He raises the bone high. The glowing green light explodes, surging from 7 inches to a full foot instantly. This is definitely no longer just your basic blade will. This is a real blade aura, created by pushing his beginner blade will to the absolute maximum limit. It is short, but its incredible cutting power destroys any ordinary strike. The beast totally senses the danger. It tries dodging, but its long body and fast momentum make it completely impossible. Time is up. Ethan reaches the huge serpent's weak underside. The bone weapon sweeps down in an epic arc. That green light traces a clean line, hitting the monster's lower jaw perfectly. That is the weakest spot on its armored body. Snap! The tough scales shatter. The weapon drives deep inside. Dark venom violently erupts, splashing directly across Ethan's intense face. The huge beast shrieks and twists around violently. Its massive tail sweeps wide, launching Ethan into the air, but this time, he holds on tight. He keeps his grip completely locked. The bone twists deep inside. The glowing blade aura keeps firing, slicing everything from the inside out. The giant snake's wild thrashing finally slows down. Its massive body heavily crashes down. You all saw that coming, right? Well, think again. Dust rises as the huge body shatters into black ash, but no ordinary white light appears. Instead, a blazing white orb of light the size of a fist circles the air. Then, it magically sinks right into Ethan's forehead. Elite beast defeated. Offering obtained. 1.36 pillars. Current reserve, 2.23 pillars. Blade will mastery hits 20%. Player combat strength. Breakthrough detected. Re-evaluating his power level now. Evaluation finished. First tier formally awakened. Ethan collapses completely onto the dirt, heavily gasping for air. Every single muscle feels totally destroyed. His clothes are in shreds, and he has at least 7 or 8 fresh battle wounds covering his exhausted body. But inside his mind, that system alert makes him smile through the pain. First tier awakened. From the starting ceremony until now, less than 1 single day. By this crazy world's rules, Reaching the first tier within 3 days of the ceremony is considered absolutely excellent. 2 days means genius level. Within 1 day, he cannot name a single person. Even Lily, with her S-tier talent and 90 divine favor points, might not break through today. Yet here he stands, the ultimate underdog everyone completely dismissed. First tier awakened with blade will at 20%. He closes his eyes, feeling the magical shift in his forehead. That jade blade shadow is way sharper now. Still faint, but its intense edge feels incredibly cold and powerful. System rules say Western Awakened need exactly 100% divine arts resonance just to reach tier 1. But Ethan? He only needed his blade will to hit 20% mastery. That right there is the real gap. Not in power, but in the systems. The Western path simply relies on borrowing strength. Higher divine favor points mean pulling more magic, but at the end of the day, it is always just borrowed power. The Eastern path is about pure understanding. A god shows the technique, and once you learn it, it becomes yours. His understanding of the blade is now massively deeper than before. By exactly how much? Hard to tell, but 20% blade will perfectly matches 100% divine resonance. In theory, he already stands perfectly equal to a fully resonated Western Awakened fighter. In actual combat, he might be way stronger. Borrowed power has cooldowns and depends on some god's mood. But blade will? That belongs to him. He uses it freely. Makes sense why the Western gods totally suppressed the Eastern ones. Ethan finally stands up and stretches his sore muscles. His battle injuries are totally real, but he can still walk. He quickly scans the area while the heavy mist stays thick. So what do you and I take from this? Earned power always wins. He ignores the distant monster, cries, leaving because fighting basic beasts gives no more insight. Now, stick with me here. Mid-stage offers almost nothing. Late stage grants a huge boost, but honestly, the risk is way too high. That rot bone boa just now almost took me out completely. One more, and I am finished. Time to pull back, heal up, and let this wild experience fully sink in. I turn toward the exit, take a couple of steps, and just freeze. I glance back into that thick, mysterious mist. Stronger monsters are hiding in there. Tier 2, Tier 3, even higher. The energy reserve stored inside them must be enormous. When I get stronger, I will absolutely come back and wreck them. I pull my gaze away and confidently stride out. Across the training grounds, Lily's squad is still locked in fierce combat. They have pushed deep into a super tough zone where monsters are way stronger than the outer edge. Mostly Tier 1 mid-stage beasts. Lily stands boldly at the front. Her hands blast sacred light, divine arts, flashing brilliant blades, bright shields, and strong glowing bindings. Every technique flows perfectly, chaining together without any effort. Her divine arts resonance is already at 96%. Almost ready to upgrade. Just a few more monsters. Lily grits her teeth, sweat shining on her forehead. Over 2 hours of high-intensity combat have drained her, but the major breakthrough is incredibly close. Marcus trails behind her, looking entirely wiped. His divine arts resonance is only at 73%, still super far from Tier 1. His physical body is basically giving out entirely. The Olympian thunder arts hit incredibly hard, but drain energy fast. Every single lightning strike he throws now leaves his tired arm numb. Jason and Nina have it way worse. Their resonance barely passing 50%. Basically nearing total collapse. Kyle is the weakest at 32% resonance, barely standing thanks to his friends. Lily, maybe we take a break. Jason gasps out loudly. We are running on empty. Lily shakes her head. Almost there. Push a little further. She points straight ahead. A cluster of rot bone bears, Tier 1 mid-stage. Defeat those, and we hit our mark. Marcus panics, shouting that rot bone bears hit hard. In our state, stay back. I will handle them. Lily cuts him off completely and steps boldly forward. Marcus freezes. He wants to step up, but his exhausted body absolutely refuses. You and I are about to watch Lily face those massive rot bone bears completely alone. 3 total. Each one is massively bigger than any rot bone tiger they have ever encountered. Huge corded muscles and jutting fangs. They spot Lily and charge with a massive roar. She takes a slow breath, crossing her hands elegantly. A blinding white light ignites inside her palms. This is the Sacred Light Advanced Technique. Sacred Cross Slash. That move needs enormous divine arts. Resonance. She has not even reached tier 1 yet, and logically should never be able to pull this off. But Lily is built totally different. 90 divine favor points push her resonance completely beyond anyone at her level. The brilliant white light forms a cross and slashes out. The first rot bone bear takes the fierce strike right in the chest. A massive burst of energy hits, and it crashes down hard. The second lunges. Lily quickly sidesteps and fires another powerful cross slash. The third beast viciously attacks from the flank. She has 0 time to turn, barely managing to throw up a light shield. Massive crash. The shield shatters. She gets blasted back several steps, but the third bear's attack is successfully stopped. Lily quickly steadies herself, clenches her jaw, and draws that white light together in both hands. This time, it burns wildly brighter than before. She feels it. The threshold is cracking. The cross slash fires again, with twice the force. The second and third bears get blasted simultaneously and drop fast. All 3 of those massive rot bone bear forms begin to totally dissolve. Are you seeing this? 3 white light orbs sink into her brow. Resonance hits 100%. First tier awaken. Absolutely epic moment. A pure layer of sacred white light wraps around Lily's energized body. She can deeply feel her connection with the Church of Sacred Light growing stronger. More divine power is within reach. Awesome! New techniques are now open to her. Finally, Lily releases a long breath, a tired but victorious smile crossing her face. Marcus and the others rush over. Lily, you actually broke through. Marcus looks thrilled. Lily nods happily. Amazing. Marcus flushes with excitement. You are the first one today to break through, right? I knew you could do it. He reaches out, aiming for Lily's hand. Instantly, her bright expression turns freezing cold. She steps back, eyes cutting like a blade. The message is loud and clear. Do not touch me. Marcus freezes completely, his hand hanging in midair. He retracts it with an awkward laugh. I am just excited. Lily completely ignores him, immediately turning toward the exit. Come on, time to head out. Marcus silently watches her walk away. The friendly smile fades completely. What replaces it is something super cold and incredibly ugly. Damn it, I do everything for you, and you will not even let me just touch your hand. Just you wait, you will be apologizing to me one day. Meanwhile, right outside the grounds, the huge plaza is filling up. The first teams emerging are the weaker squads. Their resonance mostly hovering around mid-30s to low 40s, just barely scraping by. Only 35%? How long until we ever hit tier 1? The tournament starts in 3 days. The minimum is first tier awaken. I seriously do not think I will make it. So what do you and I make of this? They say put in the work, but jumping from 35 to 100 in just 3 days? Pure dreamland. Stick with me here. The Academy Plaza feels incredibly tense because most students failed there. Breakthrough today. A few barely improved. Defeating beasts out there raises your divine arts resonance, sure, but actual gains depend entirely on your raw talent. Gifted kids earn points with every takedown. Weaker students might defeat 10 beasts and gain absolutely nothing. That is the harsh reality. Suddenly, someone yells out, Lily's team is back. Every single head whips toward the gate. Lily steps through the glowing vortex. Her white clothes look flawless, hair blowing gently. She seems exhausted, yet her absolute confidence completely dominates the space. Marcus, Jason, Nina, and Kyle follow closely behind her, in drain. Did you break through, Lily? One eager teacher quickly asks. She just nods. The entire crowd absolutely loses it. Breaking through on day 1? That is pure S-tier greatness. Hitting tier 1 in a single day is insane. The C and D rankers in class would be incredibly lucky to finish it in 1 week. Over the last 30 years, she is probably the only student in Land City to break through on the first day. Wow, the last person to do it was 30 years ago. What was his name again? The guy who eventually joined Sacred Light Theological Academy. Impressed, teachers immediately swarm around. Huge congratulations, Lily. Conquering day 1 means your future is unbelievably bright. A guaranteed spot at Sacred Light Theological Academy is definitely hers. Lily just nods politely, looking totally calm. No huge smile on her face. Marcus scored well too, 73% Divine Arts Resonance. One teacher smiles. At this amazing pace, he will surely break through by tomorrow. Watch closely, you and I know this envy. Marcus fakes a smile, but 73% means nothing when Lily reached 100 before him. Jason, 58. Nina, 57. Kyle, 35. The teacher continues reading. These are all incredibly solid numbers. This powerful squad could actually reach the citywide top 5. Jason and Nina beam with pride, while Kyle sighs in relief. He is definitely the weakest link, but 35% is absolutely respectable. Mr. Lee stands right nearby, absorbing these amazing results with quiet pride. Lily succeeding was obvious, but Marcus hitting 73 and Jason 58 completely surpassed his expectations. They will secure an amazing rank in the tournament. But honestly, only one name occupies his mind right now. Ethan still has not returned. Mr. Lee stares anxiously at the massive stone gate, his worry growing fast. Ethan rushed in completely solo. No backup, no healer, not even a good weapon. The monitors show him surviving, but that reveals absolutely nothing about the fierce battles he faced. Mr. Lee, you still have one kid stuck inside, right? Another teacher leans over, asking with a super mocking tone. That Eastern Pantheon kid? Mr. Lee nods slowly. Wow, fighting solo? Just making it back in one piece is a victory. The rival teacher scoffs. Honestly, you should have stopped him. Why even deal with that headache? Mr. Lee stays completely silent, keeping his anxious eyes locked on the gate. Another 10 long minutes tick by. The vortex ripples again as random students wander out from other teams. Scores hit the 30s. You and I are wondering, did he fail? Mr. Lee is dreading the absolute worst. Suddenly, the vortex pulses. A battered figure emerges. His uniform is completely shredded, covered in battle scars and dark grime. Yet he stands tall, with fiercely bright, clear eyes. It is Ethan. Mr. Lee instantly brightens up and rushes over. Ethan, are you okay? I just shake my head gently. I am fine, Mr. Lee. Look at yourself. Mr. Lee scans my ruined uniform, being heartbroken. Just surface scratches, nothing serious at all. Mr. Lee breathes out, ready to ask what happened, but a loud, obnoxious voice suddenly interrupts them. Well, still standing. Marcus arrogantly struts over, looking me up and down with absolute disgust in his glaring eyes. Going solo and actually surviving? Must be your lucky day. I never even bother glancing in his arrogant direction. Marcus sneers. So, Eastern Pantheon champion, what is your divine arts resonance? 10%? 5? Jason and Nina laugh along. Marcus, come on, give him a break. He is the only guy left in the Eastern Pantheon. Show some respect. Right. Maybe he actually hit 20%. More cruel laughter erupts. Lily stands nearby, watching my terrible state. Her lips part slightly. She clearly wants to walk over and ask how I'm doing, but she knows approaching me right now would only make this bullying much worse. Marcus and his obnoxious crew are watching. If she steps in, they will only get louder. So she stays back, watching with totally unreadable eyes. All right, enough. Mr. Lee scowls deeply. Everyone just drop it. He turns towards me. Come on, let us go. Register your numbers. Whatever they are, result is a result. I silently nod, following Mr. Lee towards the official registration area. Lined up along the busy plaza edge is a row of registration desks. Every single student finishing the trial must log their divine arts resonance here. Each desk holds a small test stone. Just press your palm down, and your final number magically appears. I quietly join the very back of the line. A few kids remain ahead of me. Zhang Wei, Divine Arts Resonance, 37%. Li Chang, 29%. Zhao Shu, 41%. The mediocre numbers roll in, mostly stuck in the 30s and 40s. Then, it is finally my turn. Marcus somehow slithered over, standing nearby to eagerly enjoy the humiliating show. Jason, Nina, and Kyle are hovering too. You and I are about to witness greatness. Lily approaches, while Mr. Lee stands beside me, absolutely tense. Come along with me. Mr. Lee hopes I win, but frankly, for an Eastern Pantheon Awaken, hitting just 20% is an absolute miracle. That earlier scan showed 74%, but Mr. Lee is sweating bullets. What if that machine totally glitched out? Go ahead, touch it. The young registrar smiles softly. But man, I can totally see the deep pity hiding right inside her eyes. She clearly knows my awful luck. I press my palm against the cool test stone. A soft blue-green light starts glowing up. 3, 2, 1. Bam! Divine Arts Resonance 100%. First tier awaken. The entire plaza instantly drops into absolute silence. Every single eye locks onto that glowing screen. They honestly think they are hallucinating. 100%? Wait, how is that even possible? Marcus reacts first. His voice totally cracks. That is impossible. Even the stunned registrar freezes. She rubs her eyes, checking again. Still 100%. Ranked first tier. Awakened. The plaza absolutely erupts. Wow. First tier awakened? He broke through too? No way. How is that real? Isn't he from the Eastern Pantheon? Can they even reach tier 1? They literally have zero divine favor system. What in the world? Am I dreaming? Lily just looks up, her huge eyes completely stunned. She just stares at my back, lips slightly trembling. She gave absolutely everything today, barely scraping into tier 1 at the final moment. And yet Ethan, this total underdog everyone called trash, the guy she assumed would stay stuck at the starting line forever, actually broke through. And judging by the quick timing, maybe before her, you feel that shift, right? Pure shock, total disbelief, and something she really hates admitting, absolute defeat. He cheated. He totally cheated. Marcus yells the loudest, his face turning bright red as he aggressively points right at me. Eastern Pantheon trash hitting tier 1. That makes absolutely zero sense. Cheater. Mr. Lee just frowns. Marcus, show me some solid proof. Proof? Marcus scoffs loudly. Mr. Lee, just think. The Eastern Pantheon has no divine favor system. They literally cannot even use divine arts. So, how did he break through? He definitely used something illegal on these grounds. Something completely forbidden. Mr. Lee's expression turns super hard. Marcus, watch your mouth. What is wrong with what I'm saying? Marcus yells even louder. I'm just telling the truth. A guy with zero divine power somehow hitting tier 1 in a single day. If that is not cheating, what is? The nervous crowd starts whispering. He has a point. How does the Eastern Pantheon hit tier 1? Exactly. Textbooks say the Eastern Pantheon totally collapsed 300 years ago. They have no real cultivation system left. So, where did 100% come from? It must be cheating. More teachers walk over, including that guy with glasses. Joe Hai, the exact same teacher who was making those rude jokes back in the monitoring room. He pushes up his glasses, sounding calm. Mr. Lee, Marcus makes a fair point. Let's pause right here. We know the Eastern Pantheon's awful situation. This result is impossible, so this student is absolutely suspected of cheating. Mr. Lee's face completely freezes. What exactly are you implying, Joe? I'm not implying anything. Joe casually spreads his hands. I just think we really need to investigate this. If it is actually cheating, that is crazy unfair to everyone else. and a huge direct violation of the strict Divine Authority Alliance rules. Exactly. Revoke his scores. Marcus aggressively jumps in. Cheaters have zero place in this team tournament. He should just pack up and leave. Eastern Pantheon trash. What is he even pretending to be? Marcus's annoying followers pile on. Lily finally hits her limit. She steps forward, glaring at Marcus with freezing, cold eyes. Enough. Marcus just blinks. Lily, whether Ethan actually cheated is not your call to make. Lily's voice stays flat. Do not throw wild accusations without proof. Marcus frowns hard. You are taking his side? I am not taking anyone's side. I am speaking facts. Lily sounds perfectly calm. The rules literally say all awakened test results are strictly protected. Nobody can challenge them without a real investigation. Calling someone a cheater with zero proof is a massive violation itself. Marcus tightly clenches his fists, knuckles going white. Lily is publicly standing up for Ethan. All this heroic talk about doing what is right. Total joke. She is just protecting that piece of trash. Pure jealous rage is literally boiling inside Marcus, but he refuses to explode at Lily. He bites his lip hard, forcing his crazy anger down. Fine, I will shut my mouth. He just smirks. Let the official staff handle this. But right on cue, a booming deep voice cuts through the noisy crowd. What is going on here? The crowd slowly parts. Director Horn marches right through, black robe snapping, incompletely furious. As head of these testing grounds, he absolutely hates any disorder. Director Horn. Marcus's face instantly lights up like he just found a lifeline. He sprints right over, his voice dropping into this totally pathetic, sucking up tone. Director Horn, we honestly believe someone cheated today. Horn's heavy brow intensely furrows. Cheating? Yes, definitely cheating. Marcus directly points at me. This student, Ethan Chen, Eastern Pantheon. He officially registered as a first-tier Awaken. We leave it here. The Eastern Pantheon has zero divine favor. So what happens next? Trust me, you'll see. Stick with me here. How could he possibly hit Tier 1? Director Horn turns to look, stunned. His face twists. He remembers this exact kid. The guy who used the rules to completely corner him at the gates this morning, forcing his way inside against all odds. Back then, he figured this kid was just marching toward his own end. He never expected him to survive, let alone register as a Tier 1 Awaken. Tier 1. Director Horn mutters it, his voice heavy with pure, absolute shock. He steps right up to the desk, staring at the test stone. 100% Tier 1 Awaken. Crystal clear, zero tampering. But Director Horn just frowns harder. Eastern Pantheon, Tier 1 Awakened? This shatters everything he knows. For the past 300 years, people resonating with the Eastern Pantheon were incredibly rare, but they did exist. The absolute best they ever achieved was just a tiny flicker of resonance. Nowhere near enough to use a basic divine art, let alone hit Tier 1. Director Horn glares right at me. How exactly did you manage to do this? I stare right back, keeping my voice totally flat. Hunted monsters, leveled up, completely normal. Normal? Director Horn just laughs coldly. The Eastern Pantheon cultivation system has been gone for 300 years. What exactly did you use to level up? That is my own business. I stand firm. The rules never say an Eastern Pantheon Awakened cannot reach Tier 1. Director Horn looks even more furious now. This kid is using the rules against him again. And Marcus steps right up, fueling the fire. Director, really think he needs a serious investigation. He might have used a forbidden item or pulled some completely illegal trick. Eastern Pantheon trash. How could he ever beat anyone from the 3 major pantheons? Director Horn glances at Marcus, staying quiet, but his mind is made up. Something is definitely wrong with this kid. The first Eastern Pantheon, Tier 1 Awakened in 3 centuries. If he just slides through easily, word will spread, and the academy looks like a joke. He as the director looks bad. He absolutely has to investigate this kid. Now watch this move closely. Director Horn locks eyes with me. Kid, to be completely fair, I'm giving you a live test. I look at him. What kind of test? He waves a hand. A staff member hurries over, carrying something huge. A humanoid metal dummy, roughly 6 feet tall, pure silver white. Its surface is packed with intense runes, and a glowing circular target rests on its chest. Seeing this crazy thing, all the students around me take a really sharp breath. That is a divine resonance testing dummy. And they want to test me? The ultimate top-tier version, too. Wait, is not this only for S-tier talents? Standard tests never need this. Director Horn, what is going on? Pulling out something this insane just to judge an Eastern Pantheon awakened? Lily looks stunned. She recognizes this construct. The Divine Authority Alliance built it specifically to test super high-tier awakened. Normal gauges only check your resonance, but this machine calculates actual battle power. And the craziest part, its defense is absolutely off the charts. Even a tier 1 awakened going full power might not even scratch this thing. You and I know what is happening here. Only elites with divine favor points over 90 can make it react. Pulling this out is an obvious move to trap me. Director Horn, Lily cannot stay silent. Is this standard not way too high? Ethan just broke through to tier 1. Director Horn gives her a cold stare. If he actually broke through to tier 1, he should have the raw power to back it up. This test is completely fair. Marcus watches from the sidelines, barely holding back his smirk. He knows exactly what this machine does. A normal tier 1 awakened cannot make this thing react at all. When I strike and nothing happens, the cheating is completely confirmed. Then I do not just lose a tournament. My actual civil rights could be totally taken away. Exactly right. Use the dummy. Marcus is so excited his face turns red. Real gold never fears flames, right? Come on, Eastern Pantheon hero. Do not say you are scared. I look at the construct, completely blank. I step right up and run my hand across its metal surface. Freezing and solid. Those runes carry the heavy aura of Western Pantheon power. This crazy defense is real. What are the rules? I ask. Very simple, says Director Horn. Hit the chest target with absolutely everything you have. The machine scores your attack strength. 60 and above, you easily pass. Below 60, he stops, voice turning ice. That proves your real power completely fails to match your data. Suspected cheating. I will personally strip your awakened status under Academy rules, and report this straight to the Divine Authority Alliance for serious punishment. The entire plaza falls dead silent. Every single person is watching me. 60 points. For an S-tier talent like Lily, that is no big deal. But for an Eastern Pantheon guy who just barely reached tier 1, practically impossible. Mr. Lee goes completely pale. Director Horn, this test is way too harsh. Too harsh? Director Horn just smirks. If he actually has real power, this will be incredibly easy. He mocks Great Shia's sayings about guilt. Trust me, you will want to see his payback next. Stick with me here. Marcus smirks. Guilty conscience, right? Cheaters always act tough. Meanwhile, Lily bites her lip, looking at me with pure worry. She wants to speak, but simply freezes. I turn around and face Director Horn directly. I speak up, calm, but sharp. I have one question. If I do not just pass, but absolutely crush this, what happens? Director Horn blinks, letting out a cold laugh. High score? You? But I cut him off. My question is, if my result shatters your expectations, what do you say? Director Horn frowns. This kid actually dares to challenge him. If you score above 80, he states, every word heavy, I will apologize right here and admit that I was entirely wrong. And if I fail, then you can do whatever you want. Director Horn stares for 3 seconds, then nods slowly. Deal. We have a deal. I turn back to the construct, breathing deeply. I close my eyes. The green dragon blade will at my brow surges. 20% mastery. Fully unleashed right now. No weapon. It does not matter. Blade will lives inside me. My hand is the blade. My right hand closes, fingers perfectly straight, and I swing forward. It is a slow, effortless strike, identical to my countless practices at the Guan Yu Shrine. Now watch closely. This is where it gets wild. My entire arm becomes wrapped in blinding green jade light. That light is fierce and absolute, carrying an unstoppable force. My fingertips make contact with the construct's chest. A sharp crack echoes. The silver-white metal splits wide open, the fracture racing from its chest straight to the shoulder, then violently ripping down the entire torso. Then the massive boom rings out. The construct completely explodes. The rune light vanishes instantly. Absolute silence drops over the plaza. Everyone freezes, including a stunned Director Horn. His eyes go wide, jaw hitting the floor, completely unable to speak. That specific machine, built to test S-tier talent, is just gone. Obliterated in a single strike by the so-called Eastern Pantheon trash. I turn back to face Director Horn. Director Horn, what is the score? The man swallows hard, still completely speechless. A shaking staff member reads the data. Attack strength, 98. 98. Just 2 points shy of perfect. But everyone knows the construct only goes up to 100%. Shattering it completely means my actual power easily blew past the machine's maximum measurement range. The 98% only showed up because the display hit its limit before the machine exploded, right before it could calculate the rest. The true number must be way higher. Lily gasps in shock. Marcus turns pale as a ghost. Did I just see that? The construct is gone. Who is this guy? 98. He scored a 98. It is not 98. The machine caps at 98. His actual attack power has already shattered the ceiling of what is even measurable. You and I both know how crazy this is. An Eastern Pantheon awakened, breaking S tier. The crowd erupts like a tidal wave, growing louder instantly. Everyone completely forgot they were calling me a cheater earlier. Now, there is only one single question remaining. Who exactly is this guy? Marcus stays frozen. The look on his face is priceless, shifting from pure shock to disbelief, from disbelief to fear, and finally to twisted jealousy. His face looks completely ruined. That is impossible, he mutters, his voice going completely dry. Now, the construct must be broken. Yes, it has to be broken. He points at me, forcing the desperate words right out. The construct is totally broken. There is absolutely no way he scored that high. Nobody even answers him. Everyone stares at him like he has lost his mind. Broken? Equipment forged by the mighty divine authority. Alliance? You think it just broke? And even if it did, why would it conveniently break and display 98 for some random Eastern Pantheon kid? Right now, Marcus quickly realizes he has just said something incredibly foolish. His face flushes red, but he refuses to back down. I still refuse to believe it. The Eastern Pantheon cannot hold this much power. I completely ignore him. I lock eyes with Director Horn. A deal is a deal. Horn looks totally sick. He has lived over 40 years, serving the Divine Authority Alliance for 20, and has literally never looked this utterly defeated before now. Just minutes ago, he swore to expose the cheater, brought out the S-tier machine, and promised everyone here that he would force me to reveal my true, pathetic colors today. And the result? The construct is rubble. 98 points. A massive score that even a second-tier spiritualist might never hit. And this director, a mid-ranking Western Pantheon official, just got publicly humiliated by an 18-year-old Eastern Pantheon student right in front of a huge crowd. Director Horn clenches his fists tightly. His knuckles turn white, forcing a painful smile that looks worse than tears. I, Horn, keep my word. He takes a breath, voice grinding through teeth. I apologize. You, and I love seeing instant karma, right? Everyone in the entire plaza heard it. Stick with me here. That apology? Zero sincerity, just pure hatred. But he had to say it right in front of hundreds. No choice. I give a single nod, keeping totally calm. Apology accepted. Director Horn turns and practically runs away, moving super fast. His back is literally shaking. Not fear, but pure rage. Eastern Pantheon trash just made him apologize in public. He will never forget this. Marcus watches the director leave, his face completely twisting up. Even the boss apologized. So, Where does that leave Marcus after all his trash talk? Total clown status. He tries saying something to save face, but nothing comes out. He just stands there, his face cycling between red and pale. Mr. Lee is the first to move. He completely rushes over, tightly grabbing my shoulder with teary eyes. That is my boy right there. My boy. He heavily slaps my shoulder again and again, hitting so hard it echoes. I totally knew you could pull this off. My shoulder seriously hurts from the impact, but I refuse to pull away. I can genuinely feel that his excitement is real. This amazing teacher looked out for me since my lonely orphanage days, handling my financial aid, giving me after-school tutoring, and quietly slipping me red envelopes every single new year. It was never a ton of cash, but I never forgot that kindness. Take it easy, Mr. Lee. My shoulder is actually about to snap. He quickly catches himself, lets go of me, and awkwardly laughs it off. Got way too carried away, he says. Just then, Lily walks over and stands facing me. Her eyes are holding way too many emotions. Pure shock, total confusion, and a complicated feeling she cannot name. Did you really break through? She asks, her voice slightly shaking. I lock eyes with her. You saw it happen yourself. Lily goes completely silent. Watch closely now. She saw it, but simply refuses to believe it. The guy she assumed would be stuck at the absolute bottom forever just caught up in a single day. Maybe even passing her. Are you hurt badly? Lily asks, her voice dropping soft. I pause, not expecting her to ask that. Just surface scratches, nothing too serious. Lily nods, reaching right into her pocket to pull out a tiny vial. This is top-tier healing medicine, straight from the famous Church of Sacred Light. Put this on your wounds to heal faster. I just stare at the vial and refuse to grab it. No, thanks. Just take it. Lily forces it right into my palm. You have too many cuts. Leave them untreated and they will definitely get badly infected. I tightly wrap my fingers around the vial. A sudden warmth washes over me. Even though she chose the Sacred Light Church, even though our paths keep drifting further apart, this childhood friend of mine actually still cares about me. When everyone else was relentlessly mocking me, treating me like absolute garbage, she still reached out. Thank you, I whisper. She simply shakes her head and slowly walks away. Marcus is standing nearby, furiously watching this entire exchange. Lily giving me that medicine hits him like a sharp blade, driving straight into his jealous chest. He has chased after Lily for years now, never got a gift, barely even got a smile. But this absolute trash did nothing, and she walked right over to him. Just why? Marcus digs his nails into his palms until it hurts, but his anger burns way hotter. He desperately wants to scream. He wants to punch me hard. He wants to rush over and beat me down, but he is absolutely terrified. That image of my bare hand shattering the test construct keeps looping in his mind. We both realize he cannot win, so he swallows it. Let's go, Marcus mutters, turning toward Jason and the others. Jason and Nina quietly exchange a look, saying nothing as they follow him. Kyle is the last one to leave. He glances back, his expression totally unreadable. He wants to hate me like Marcus does, but he cannot. He knows my level of power is something he will never reach in his life. The crowd slowly fades. I sign off at the registration desk to officially lock my score. The clerk's eyes, which previously showed pure pity, now hold something much closer to absolute awe. Ethan, your data is logged, she says, extremely carefully. First tier Awaken. Attack strength, 98. I will put a special note on your file. No special notes needed, I reply. Just log it like everyone else. She blinks, then respectfully nods. She gets it now. This guy does not need special treatment, because he is already built different. I casually stroll out, stop at the nearby campus store, buy a cold bottle of water, and chug half of it in one massive gulp. I pull out my phone to check the class group chat. Pure chaos. The insane news from the testing grounds has spread way faster than wildfire. Insane. Ethan shattered the test dummy. No way. It is real. I watched it happen. 98 points. The dummy totally exploded. Is the Eastern Pantheon really that overpowered? I thought they lacked a system? Who even knows? From today on, anyone calling Ethan trash catches these hands. Chill out, man. Maybe it was just pure luck. Luck? You try getting lucky and show me. I scroll through the endless messages, my face completely blank. They are only hyping me up because of the high score. Makes you think, doesn't it? Lose tomorrow, and they will totally betray me instantly. That is human nature. I close the group chat and take another sip. Suddenly, my phone buzzes. A private message from Mr. Lee. Alright, stick with me here. Ethan just totally smashed the entry standard for the school team. Tournament today. Mr. Lee signs him up. Ethan says thanks, but his teacher just smiles. That is his job. Mr. Lee asks if he needs help finding a team. Ethan declines. He will figure it out alone. The tournament format is posted in the group chat for him to check. Plus, one more detail. Land City number 2 high school arrives tomorrow for an exchange. Their captain? A top-tier Athena blessed fighter. 86 divine favor points. Their squad is absolute fire. Word says they might hit the city top 5. Ethan hangs up and stands. The tournament can totally wait. He has something way more important to handle right now. He checks the sky. Sun is setting. Time to hit the Guan Yu Shrine on Spring Breeze Street, Old District. The shrine looks totally run down. Name plaque hanging by a thread. Demolition marks completely washed out by the heavy rain. But pushing that door open, everything suddenly feels completely different. Now watch closely, you and I need to see this. Lord Guan's stone eyes are glowing. Ethan stands there, completely focusing his inner awareness. Offering system online. Current status is active. Bound to War, Saint Guan Yu. Awakening at 3%. Offering reserve, 2.2. 3 pillars. Title is Eastern Pantheon Warden, Provisional Mortal Envoy. Current mission, maintain the offering for 7 days straight. Time remaining, 5 days, 11 hours. 1 pillar equals 1,000 strands of pure offering energy. He holds 2,230 strands. Keeping Lord Guan stable needs 200 per day. That is 1,400 for the whole week. The leftover energy can deepen his bond with Guan Yu, advance his ultimate blade, will mastery, or even wake up more epic Eastern Pantheon deities. But all of that comes later. Right now, crushing this first mission is everything. He grabs 3 incense sticks he bought specifically from the school store earlier today. Way better quality, 1 yuan each. He lights them up inside the ancient incense burner. Smoke curls up beautifully. He kneels down, bowing 3 times. Lord Guan, please hear your humble servant Ethan. He fought hard in the training grounds, slaying corrupted beasts to gather offerings and sustain your powerful presence. He pays respect, asking for confirmation that his 7-day mission is officially fulfilled. The smoke drifts right toward the statue, circles around once, and sinks straight into its powerful brow. Pay attention, you and I will love this. The statue's eyes light up with a brilliant, steady glow. Faint, but super stable. Guan Yu's massive spiritual projection suddenly rises. His outline looks incredibly sharp now. The armor is clear, and cracks on the green dragon blade have vanished. Guan Yu finally speaks. His booming voice hits like a giant bell, full of absolute warmth and zero exhaustion. In over 600 years, Ethan is the first to actually restore his offerings. 2 days, 2 entire pillars, way beyond expectations. Ethan bows humbly, but Guan Yu insists it is pure truth. The projection nods smoothly. He finished the 7-day mission totally ahead of schedule. He is officially a full mortal envoy now. Mission absolutely complete. Maintain the offering for 7 days straight. Finished 5 days early. Offering reserve exceeded. Time to issue epic rewards and upgrade titles. Eastern Pantheon Warden elevated to full mortal envoy. New epic ability unlocked, called Offering Sense. He can detect all offering residue inside Eastern Pantheon remnants within 10 miles. Another ability unlocked, Shrine Communion. He can telepathically talk to Guan Yu at any shrine, once daily for 5 minutes. Guan Yu jumps to 8% awakening. A crazy new function unlocked, called Offering Conversion. converting offering reserves directly into personal cultivation, rapidly accelerating his blade will. He closes his eyes to soak in the abilities. Offering sense is absolutely going to be massive. Every single offering trace within 10 miles is completely visible now. He can find more hidden shrines, gather insane offerings, and awaken even more epic deities. Shrine communion guarantees 5 minutes with Guan Yu daily. That is absolutely priceless. Guan Yu is a war saint who lived for 1,000 years. His ancient knowledge makes textbooks look like jokes. 5 minutes is short, but asking the right questions changes everything. Offering conversion is the ultimate prize. It turns offerings into pure, raw strength. You and I know what this means. No more risky monster hunting. To advance his epic blade will. Stick with me. He can now convert those 2 offering pillars to directly boost his blade will. Massive upgrade. He looks up. Lord Guan, one question. 300 years ago, those Western pantheons arrived and totally suppressed the Eastern pantheon. What was their actual goal? Guan Yu stays completely silent. Offerings. The heavy word settles over Guan Yu's spirit projection. Offerings are the absolute core of gods. 8 billion people on this earth generate an absolutely insane amount of offerings every day. The Western pantheons are huge, but their believers are mostly in Europe and the Americas. Across Asia, Africa, and South America, their faith foundation is completely thin. To grow their supply, they needed fresh territory. Great Xia has over 1 billion people, the biggest market on earth. Whoever controls Great Xia gets endless power. Now, it makes sense. Offerings from over 1 billion people, a massive ocean of resources flowing daily. The Western pantheons were never actually spreading faith. They were stealing offerings. But then, why didn't they just completely erase the entire Eastern pantheon? Watch closely here. If they erased everything, Great Xia's people would have no other options. They'd have to worship the Western pantheons. Guan Yu simply shakes his head. They could not. But why? Because the Eastern gods are tied to this very land. Sure, statues get smashed, temples get destroyed, and scriptures burned. But offerings? He pauses. Offerings are actually born straight from the human heart. As long as someone here still remembers them, still lights a stick of incense, the offerings will absolutely never fade away completely. Those Western gods can block the physical offering channels. They can suppress divine essence, but cannot erase memories locked in the souls of over 1 billion people. Those memories form a civilization's roots. If the roots hold strong, they will never truly fade away. He stays completely quiet for a moment. He gets it. Now, standing up, he swears, Lord Guan, I will keep gathering those offerings. I will awaken more Eastern deities for everyone on this land. Guan Yu looks at him, a rare flash of warmth crossing those epic eyes. Go then. Reviving the massive Eastern pantheon is definitely not something done in one single day. Offerings must be gathered strand by strand. Believers must be won over one by one. It is a massive journey, but you are walking it, and that is enough. The projection fades completely. He bows, then leaves. Next day, Land City No. 1 High School. He barely reaches the main school gate before hearing some crazy noise from inside. 2 giant black buses are parked outside, stamped with the Land City No. 2 High School logo. Oh yeah, the rivals are finally here. You and I know what this means. Pure drama. 2 rival school teams facing off on the field. On one side, the No. 1 kids. Marcus leads, with Jason, Nina, and Kyle standing ready. Facing them, over 10 students wearing black uniforms. The No. 2 crest stitched right on their chests. The guy leading them is practically 6 feet tall, looking sharp, but with a massive streak of total arrogance in his eyes. He just stands there, hands chilling in his pockets, chin up. Whenever he looks at anyone, it is literally like he is looking down on peasants. Pure contempt for absolutely everyone. Is that the No. 2 captain? He whispers to a nearby student. The student turns, eyes totally wide. Ethan? Yeah, man, you are actually here. His voice spikes with excitement. You smashed that construct. Everyone went wild. Ethan interrupts. Forget that. What is happening there? The student quickly explains. Number 2 arrived for their exchange visit today. They immediately challenged Lily's squad, but she took the day off. So Marcus and his crew stepped up. And? Ethan asks. They lost. Badly. Ethan looks over. Marcus has boot prints on his uniform and a scraped face. Clearly beaten down. Jason and Nina look terrible. Crumpled uniforms. Kyle has it worse. Limping. Leg hit. Is that it? Captain Leo Lin sneers, his voice totally unbothered. This is number 1's level. He glances at Marcus with a smirk. Where is your S tier? Lily, right? Too scared to show up? Marcus goes rigid, unable to speak. He was beaten without landing a single hit. Their divine arts were next level. Every move shut him down before he reacted. His thunder arts never even launched. Athena's crazy tactical foresight was already there to counter everything. The power gap was simply massive. An S-tier talent. Leo laughs. Is that it? I thought you had something worth seeing. They won't even show up. His crew laughs. Captain, come on. Maybe they are just terrified. Exactly. S-tiers are precious. Why would they fight ordinary guys like us? Loud laughter erupts. So what do you and I make of this? The facts don't lie. Marcus got absolutely crushed. Stick with me here. Lily actually did not show up. Leo Lin sweeps his gaze across the field and sneers. Does number 1 have anyone decent left? You cannot just have this single rank. The team tournament is practically here. If this is your absolute best, just surrender when you face us. Marcus tightly clenches his fists, grinding his teeth. He completely failed in front of everyone, but he stubbornly refuses to accept this outcome. Without Lily, he was their absolute strongest, yet he still got entirely wrecked. How could he possibly explain that? He scans the edge of the crowd and spots a familiar face. I am standing there, watching blankly. Marcus narrows his eyes. A sneaky idea forms. He speaks up now, not too loud or quiet, but just right for everyone to catch. Who says number 1 has absolutely nobody decent? Leo Lin raises an eyebrow. You actually have someone? Of course. Marcus turns his head toward me. Our school has someone way better. You just do not know about him yet. Everyone follows his gaze. I'm just standing there wearing an overly washed school uniform, looking completely out of place among the rich kids. Seriously, him? Leo Lin just stares at me and laughs. Who is that guy? Never heard of him. Marcus flashes a very cold, calculated little smile. His name is Ethan Chen, our school's hidden ace. Do not let his looks fool you. Yesterday, he completely shattered the S-tier test construct and easily scored 98 points. That makes him stronger than Lily. If you have the guts, fight him. Now watch closely. The crowd goes totally silent. Everyone can clearly see Marcus's dirty little game, hyping me up just to watch me completely fall. On the surface, he is praising me. Underneath, he is strictly pushing me to take the heavy hit. If number 2 loses, awesome. If they win, Marcus takes zero blame. And if I get totally crushed into the dirt, it perfectly balances out his own embarrassing failure. Why should he be the only humiliated one? If someone must lose face, they should lose it together. The field stays quiet for 2 whole seconds, then murmuring starts like a swarm. What is Marcus doing? Pushing Ethan out there? Did getting beaten scramble his brain? No matter his sheer strength, Ethan is still just one person. The opponents have 5. Marcus is trying to use Ethan as a shield, right? That is completely disgusting. Then again, Ethan smashed that construct yesterday. 98 points is S-tier standard. Breaking a target is one thing. Actual combat is totally different. 5 elites fighting as a perfect unit. How can one guy survive that? Exactly. Marcus is playing extremely dirty. Many students are glaring at Marcus with disgust, but nobody dares to say too much. His family has massive wealth and elite connections. Not worth making a powerful enemy. And some students close to Marcus eagerly join in the loud noise. Right. Ethan is our school's hidden ace. Send him out there. 1 man versus 5. Eastern pantheon is unbeatable. These words sound like high praise, but their tone is purely mocking. Marcus's closest followers are screaming the loudest, each trying to outdo the last. Step up, Ethan. Show everyone what real power looks like. You broke the test construct, right? Hitting real people should be even easier. Do not go soft on us. Win one back for number one. I stand in the crowd, face blank. I steadily look at Marcus. My eyes are totally calm, but that icy calm is enough to make Marcus's skin crawl. He steps back without thinking. The image of my hand shattering that construct flashes through his mind. A real chill runs up his spine. I'm just telling the truth. Marcus weakly forces out. You have the ability. Show them. I refuse to look at him. I pull my gaze away. Just then, Liu Lin speaks. Check this out. He looks me over, mixing curiosity with sheer contempt. Ethan Chen? Never heard of you. What pantheon did you actually awaken to? I glance right at him. Eastern Pantheon, War Saint Guan Yu. The field goes totally silent for one full second, then massive laughter bursts out. Every single person behind Liu Lin is totally losing it. Eastern Pantheon? Did I hear that right? Guan Yu. Is that not from a history book? More laughter. Number one really? Has nobody left? They are actually sending out an Eastern Pantheon kid. That pantheon has been dead for 300 years. People still believe in that? Liu Lin's mouth curls upward. He looks at me like I am a total joke. Eastern Pantheon. Are you sure? Sure, I respond. Liu Lin shakes his head and loudly laughs. Wow. Number one truly hit rock bottom, huh? Aster will not show. They're a rank. Completely floored. Now, they are sending out an Eastern Pantheon kid. Is everyone at your school just trash? That insult lands incredibly hard. The number one students go utterly pale with anger, but nobody can argue back, because honestly, they cannot put up anyone stronger. Lily is sadly absent. Marcus lost. Everyone else is much weaker. The only one who might have a chance is me. But I am Eastern Pantheon, who actually believes I can win. Liu Lin called us trash, including Marcus. So what do you and I expect to happen next? He chokes it down anyway, because watching me fail is worth more to him. Ethan, you heard that, right? Marcus says, dripping with toxic sarcasm. They just called our whole school trash. Are you not going to do something about it? You shattered the construct. Taking on a few of them should be easy. Go ahead. Let them see exactly what the Eastern Pantheon is really made of today. Let's jump right in. He is totally overdoing it, and we all know his actual game. Building me up high, just for a massive crash. I turn, one single look at Marcus, and his fake grin freezes. Pure, chillingly sharp ice. He tries to speak, but his throat just tightens up completely. Not a single sound escapes. My epic counter-move flashes right back into his mind. Cold sweat drips down his spine again. Meanwhile, Liu Lin has been watching me intently. He checks my face. No stress. No fear, not a drop of anger. Weirdly calm, which seriously bugs him. Guys facing him usually panic or put on a super tough act, but I am just completely, 100% unfazed by it. I just stand there staring. Hey, Eastern Pantheon kid. Leo barks, sounding pretty annoyed right now. Are we battling, or what? If not, spit it out. Stop wasting our time. We still have to track Lily down. Can't wait around all day. His squad cracks up. Come on, Captain, he is at least awakened. An Eastern Pantheon awakened? Like that even matters. More giggling. I stare back, finally breaking the silence. Leo's eyes narrow. Oh, you actually want to go? He holds up 3 fingers. 3 seconds. That is all it takes to floor you. Pick your poison. Solo match, a gauntlet. Whatever. He smirks, radiating total, absolute confidence. Think you dare? Now watch closely as I make my move. Bring all 5 at once. The arena goes completely silent. Leo's smirk freezes solid. Excuse me, I reply, sounding incredibly casual about it. All 5 of you together. I am super busy. Absolute silence. Every jaw drops completely. A 5-on-1 match. They have 5 awakened heroes. Leo alone packs 86 divine favor points. The other 4 are rocking 60s and 70s. This is a top 10 city squad, and I want to fight them all alone. Is he completely out of his mind? 1 versus 5. Isn't that an instant wipeout? Breaking a dummy yesterday is cool, but a real brawl is totally different. 5 pros teaming up? Even a tier 2 spiritualist would run away fast. Has Ethan lost his marbles? Marcus is totally shook too. He wanted me to take a humiliating beating, but never guessed I would challenge the whole crew. This is not just losing reputation. This is throwing everything away entirely. But wait, Marcus realizes, if I get utterly crushed, his own pathetic fail gets forgotten. All eyes stay on me. Who would remember Marcus flopped? A creepy grin appears. Leo's face goes pitch black. His eyes narrow, glaring at me like a wildly provoked beast. Are you positive? My silent stare answers him perfectly. I already called it. Come together. Fine. Leo nods, voice icy cold. Perfect. He turns around. Hear that, guys? This rookie wants all 5 of us. The squad exchanges glances. Smirks spread across their faces. Pure anger, total mockery, and a seriously cruel edge. Captain, if he wants it, let's bring the pain. Let him see the massive gap. Eastern Pantheon. Trash? You and I both know they are underestimating him. The 5 of them fan out, forming a massive arc to trap me. Leo holds the center line. His hands glow with a pale golden aura. Athena's wisdom arts. Tactical foresight, heavily boosting reaction speeds and combat choices in seconds. Literally the highest tier support buff for close combat fighters. I will ask you once more. Leo growls, eyes locked directly on me. Are you absolutely sure? Man, you really talk a lot. The last bit of warmth vanishes from Leo's eyes. Fine. He exhales slowly. Today, right here, I'm ruining you. Removing your right to join the team tournament. Permanently banning you from the divine exam. The second those words drop, the entire crowd sucks in a huge breath. Ruin him. This is no friendly spar anymore. It is total destruction. Among Awakened, that means only one thing. Shattering limbs, destroying the spirit nexus, completely stripping away all magical abilities forever. So much worse than fading away. An ending is quick, but this leaves you completely, permanently powerless. And according to the Awakened rulebook, injuries taken during an official exchange match, as long as nobody is permanently erased, they never get punished. Nobody can prove it was intentional. Leo is crossing the line. Ethan totally started it by challenging 5 guys. Anyone would snap, but ruining him? That is just too harsh, right? Marcus stands in the crowd, heart literally pounding. Ruin him. Leo promised to ruin Ethan. So perfect. Marcus is basically cheering inside. If Ethan gets completely crushed, Lily gives up on him, giving Marcus the perfect opening. He licks his lips, eyes locked on the arena. Come on, just crush this absolute loser already. They lock into formation. 2 brawlers flanking, Leo commanding the center. Trust me, you are not ready for this showdown. Stick with me here. 2 ranged Awakened, guard the back. A flawless, flexible 5-person combat formation, perfectly synced. They have definitely done this before. Leo Lin barks a quiet order, and all 5 strike at once. The 2 flankers rush in first. One channels the Ars Berserker arts. Muscles bulge as his glowing red fists aim a brutal strike straight for my face. The other activates the Hephaestus forging arts. His arms turn into solid metal, swinging like heavy iron hammers. Meanwhile, both ranged fighters in the back begin charging massive attacks. Bright light sparks in their hands. One uses Apollo's solar arts, the other Artemis's hunting arts. Watch closely now. Leo Lin holds the center, golden light flaring in his hands, just waiting for me to slip up. 5 enemies, 5 directions, 5 divine arts, all striking at once. Any normal first-tier Awakened would instantly crumble under this pressure. Too bad for them. I'm no average Awakened. I just watch those 2 rushing right at me. I never step back. I stay totally still. You and I know what comes next. Right before that iron fist connects, I finally make my move.